Okay, so I'm going to talk about challenge groups, and first stop, I guess, is running an event group on Facebook, and that's, I think, the best way for us to add people to our network without feeling like you're cold inviting all the time, struggling to post content that you have to copy paste every time. And it gives you a place to add value to your customers without posting a gazillion things on your personal page or whatever. It can be Beachbody specific. It can be, this is how I incorporate healthy whatever into my life outside of Beachbody, but putting it into the event post or group as well, so that people see that it's more than just a product that you're selling them, because we all know that we've done this long enough. But Julie, you're smiling. I think she might be frozen.
No, I'm not.
You're not. Yeah, I'm looking at your thing, and it's like this perma grin. I'm like, wait a second, she's frozen.
My steroid cheeks.
No, your thing was frozen, and I'm like, that's the cutest. So I can't even be serious or no. So Facebook events are the best way to add value, etc. So I'm going to mute everybody, and if you want to say, I muted myself. If you want to say something, just unmute yourself. That way it won't keep switching the audio and video to whoever's making the most noise. Okay. So I'm going to screen share and kind of walk you through the steps of how I set up and think about my Facebook events. So first off, you want to make a graphic and know what you're wanting to say within the event description and what audience you're going to be speaking to. So those are the first two steps. So the group that I created yesterday, and I'll recreate for the purposes of this, is a Save Money, Get Fit, like last call for the All Access Challenge Pack. It's more of a salesy event than I typically do. Normally it's like, hey moms, let's get healthy, or get fit for summer, or something more generic. But because I've had conversations with the people that I'll be specifically inviting to this, it's not so out of context or out of what I'm trying to accomplish. If that makes sense. So I've made some graphics in Canva. I'll walk you through this as well, because I think it's important for you guys to see how this graphic design website works. It's completely free unless you choose one of the graphics that you want to pay for, or if you want to upgrade to the premium version. I have never done that. There's a couple backgrounds that I've paid $1 for, but that's pretty much it. So everything's free. And I'll do a general thing right now. So on Instagram, you'll want to use the social media square because it's perfect for the dimensions. On Facebook, you'll want to use this graphic design for the dimensions. And basically everything here is self-explanatory. When I do my new coach welcomes or Emerald rank advancements or something, I use this format because it has the two perfect squares side by side. And then this is just an overlay, and you can change that and do whatever you want with it. So for an event cover, I use this Facebook event cover because it fits perfectly on the banner that you're given. So you'll click on that, and it will give you options for pre-made designs that you can literally cut and paste your own words on top of, or you can purchase one. So if it has a $, it's $1. Or you can find a free one that you like and just change the words by clicking on them and deleting them and writing your own stuff. So I'm going to choose this background because it's a picture in the background that you can change. So if it has a picture in the graphic already, that's something that you can just drag and drop your own photo onto. If it's something like this one here, that is something you can't put a picture on unless you create a picture frame within the elements section. So you just play around with it. So I want to change this picture, but I kind of like the graphics. I know I don't need an airplane, so I'm going to select it and delete it. And I'm going to use this picture, see how it recognizes that I'm dropping it in. And then you can drag and drop it so it fits better, whatever. So I fiddled with this so I could get all of the pictures. And then you can move the text boxes wherever you want. You can change this funky design and put it wherever you want. So that's kind of the basics of Canva. And then you download it to save it to your computer, which is kind of nice. Does anyone have any questions? Just unmute yourself if you have a question.
I wanted to ask, this is kind of a weird question about Facebook. Did you have your Facebook page on public when you first started to get a networking going?
It took me a while to make it public because I was like, I don't want people seeing my kids. I don't want people, like creepy people, like following me or whatever. So what I do, I got over it. And then every week I go through my followers list and I delete the creepy men that I don't know.
Okay.
I have a lot of people from Beachbody who follow me, and that's fine. I have girls who follow me, that's fine. But if you're a dude and you're following me and I don't know you, I just block them all.
That's what, okay, that's what I've been doing. Cause I was like, I put mine on public to get more people, and I was like, some of these are definitely not people I want following.
Yeah. And so what you can do is, if it's a post, it's like about your kids, or like, hey guys, can you pray for my grandma or something, and you don't want the world to know, you can change the individual privacy settings on your posts as you post them, but just make sure you check it the next time you post for something about your business, because it remembers what you did the last time.
Okay. All right.
So,
Thank you.
So that's Canva. And we'll go back to the events, because I already saved a couple of those. So in your events, does everyone know how to find your events on Facebook? No? Okay, I'll go back. Stupid things always in the way. So when you're on your Facebook home screen, my computer's a little bit slowish when I'm running Zoom on it. You'll see you have this events tab on the far left. And then you have the option to see everything that is happening this week, all the invitations you've been invited to other Facebook groups, and then if you're hosting a group, it will show up here. So these are the two groups I am hosting currently, but I want to make a new event. So you click the create event, and you want to create a public event. This will allow all of your friends and anyone on Facebook to see your event. Typically there's nothing in there that is going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't want everyone to see that. It's just like an invitation, and it gets you more followers, or it just gets you more interest. When you create a private event, it's just harder to invite people or your friends of friends to see that they're going to the event. It doesn't create as much interest, and there's no real difference. Like if it's a kid's birthday party, obviously do a private event, but for Facebook and our purposes, create a public event. And these are all the pages I'm admins on. So I want to do my personal page. This one's my business page, personal page. And I want to add my event photo that I just made in Canva yesterday. And I didn't save it. It's like when you save in Canva, make sure you save it as what you want. This is the default. Remember, it was like the Lopez family vacation or something. So it saved it as that because I didn't rename it. I'm terrible at saving things. So here's the picture. You can move it if you want, make it centered, look nice. And then whatever you want to call it. So fit for summer, whatever. And location, I always put like your house, your living room, anywhere with internet. It doesn't like my title because I didn't capitalize it because I'm lazy. Look, it even gave me a suggestion. So your house, and it comes up with all these things it thinks you're trying to say. These are all public places of people have created. So I could write, if I really wanted to, Laura's Fit Kitchen. So this, I've created a like gym, if you will, for myself. So I can tag myself as a entity, if you will, versus just myself. So if I wanted to do that, if it was something at my house, I could do that. But I'll just write your house. And you just scroll down and it says, just use your house. That's what you want. Or just anywhere with internet, whatever you choose. And then you choose your start date. So my start date would be today because I want it to run until the sale ends. If you wanted to host your challenge group on May 8th, then you would select that. And that's when it's officially starting. And you can kind of ramp up until that point. And then that's kind of like the cutoff date when your challenge group would be starting. So you can run that however you want. You typically get about 2 weeks to host an event. It will tell you if you've gone over that time. So I'll do, and it's going to end at 11 p.m. because I don't want to have to wait till midnight for people to order or whatever. And then you write your description about the event. I'm going to just copy and paste what I wrote in my other one. Oops. Oh, man. Stupid thing. No, I won't. So you just type in what you want. I have one I can send you guys. So you just write whatever. And then you can type in keywords like fitness. So when someone's like typing in, searching on Facebook for fitness or nutrition, your event will come up for them. I typically say anyone can post, and if something gets reported, then I have to see it. Versus I don't want to have to approve every post people put in there. That's too much for me to manage. So I'm going to just save this as a draft versus creating it. Do you guys have questions about creating an actual event like this? The content and the description is usually the hardest part. And usually if I've been invited to another group, I'll see what they wrote for their challenge group description. I'll be like, oh, that sounds good, or no, I'll fix that, and I'll just copy and paste it. I typically reuse one over and over again because it's basically the same, unless it's the health bed or something that's different. So that's it. And then you post it and invite people. So I'm just going to cancel it. I don't need it. So to invite people, this is the one I made yesterday. There's a lot of different ways you can invite. You can share this on your personal feed. You can send individual invites to people in Messenger, or you can invite a group of friends at a time. And let's see. So I'm going to go back to something I've done already and just invite all of those people. And I have the Facebook invite all option. And it's not going to let me invite people I've already invited to this. So once I see all of these people I've already invited. But I have this Facebook invite all tool. You can see this little check mark. It's a Google Chrome plugin. So if you go into, if you type in Facebook invite all, it will come up with the Google Chrome options for you to add. And then once it's installed, it will come up on that little toolbar up here on the right. And when you go to your event and to invite people, you just click on it. And you have to scroll all the way down, though, for all the people if you have a list already or if you make a list. And that way you don't have to select everyone one by one. So your first event, you might have to do that, but after that, I just reselect from events I've already hosted and see how it's adding people into the selected list for me. It just takes a little bit.
When do you start announcing your next challenge group, because I already have my challenge group starting on Monday. So I was nervous to say, hey, who wants to join my next challenge group? Because I didn't want the current challenge group to think, like, oh, well, we haven't even started ours yet.
Right. I usually wait like every 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
Part of my strategy, Sarah, is that I don't want all of my challenge groups to be on the 22nd of every month or whatever, because that means that week in my Beachbody business is always my greatest paycheck. So I try to rotate my challenge groups through like the first week, the second week, the third week, the fourth week of every month, so that I end up balancing out my pay schedule.
Okay.
Because I always have people who join like 3 days before, and if I do that every third week of every month, not that that's a bad thing, but I like to have a more consistent income that I can count on every week.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So if we're planning casting to start in June, but I was just going to wait until after the 24th when my first one starts to even say anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Guys, I'm doing my call. We already talked about this. No, you need to watch that show for now. Then you can turn it off. If you don't want the show you have on, you can turn it off. So it has already selected everybody for me. And then I'm just going to send the invites, and they're all going to get it. And that's it. So I just made this yesterday, so I'll start posting in it today. Content about my workout today, or a recipe, or like, hey, my kid's working out with me, or like, this is such an amazing value, or I don't know, whatever. The things I want to say that I can't say, like, you guys, when I started Beachbody, I paid $205 for one program and a bag of Shakeology. So you can't say that. But that's what I think all the time. It's an amazing deal, so everyone needs it. Maybe I should just say that. Like, hello, right? Okay, so now that you have an event, you need to obviously be talking to people still and sending messages. Like, if someone's interested, I'll shoot them a message either from here, or I'll go in my messenger and send them like, hey, I see you're interested in my next challenge group. Do you have any questions for me? Or I'd love to chat about your goals. And then kind of work them through that process and see where they're actually at. And that's kind of it. I'll share it on my newsfeed. I usually promote the ones on my business page. I'll do this exact same thing on my business page and then promote it to my target audience, that kind of thing. And then what I do now that I have this set up is I'll have a sheet of paper on my desk with my challenge group start date, and then I'll take down people's, as they either are interested or as they order, their names and their email address. So when the group is ready to close, I can do like a final call, or I have their information to already add them into the challenge group. Gonna move this down here. So then you get to go and make your challenge group so it's ready and open for your start date. I'm gonna close these. Who has not, I think everyone here has played with the Challenge Tracker portal, but this is the website you go to set up your challenge groups. And if you log in, you can take an initial tutorial. It'll walk you through how to run a challenge group. If you need help or you want to know what's new, you go up here. These are my current groups that I'm either in or running. So I'm pretty busy with my challenge groups, and then I have my Facebook one. But for the purposes of this group, I'm going to try to get everyone on the team to start using the challenge tracker. I think there's more value here because our clients can log their workouts, and they can log their Shakeology. And for us, it's just easier to post to as well, and I'll show you why in a few minutes. So when you open this up, you can create your new group. and you can call it whatever you want. I'm just going to go through this a little bit quickly because I've got 10 minutes left. And your start date and your end date. So you can make it a 30-day challenge if it's your first group, and then, or you can keep it open for a year and then make a new 30-day group, and then your first group can be your lifetime group if you don't have one currently. I have a lifetime group on here as well as a new 30-day group that I run every month. And then on those people in that 30-day group, I add them to the lifetime group at the end of the challenge. The program, I usually select the multi-program unless I have a group of people who are like, I'm doing the 21-day fix. It doesn't really make a difference. Just leave it multi-program. It makes it easier for people to log in and do their stuff. Or you could do a Shakeology only group as well. A description about what the group is if you want. It's not required. That's optional. You can add a picture. Like you saw when I opened this up, you can see the picture image for the group. And I like to add Carl's posts into the group. It's another post a day I don't have to worry about, and it's always motivational. And I think it gives value to our customers, seeing that the whole spectrum of our company that we work for supports us and is doing their workouts, and they're focused on their nutrition and improving themselves just like we are. So I think it's kind of a good full circle picture for sure for ourselves and for our clients who are in the groups to be like, oh wow, the CEO of the company is doing this too. And then you just create your group. So I'm going to go back to one that I've already created, the new one. So because I'm going on vacation and I want my new group to start on May 8th, I've already set up my group for that date. So there's posts in there already for, I think from 3 days before until the Wednesday after I get back, so that I don't have to worry about this group being set up. All I need to do is add my people, which I can do on vacation. But the content, the group is here and ready for them, and I've already added the files. So we'll start with setting it up. I always put my files in first so that I have information for my people about what I've promised them. I've offered them meal plans. I have Shakeology recipes. These are things that I've created. You're all, I think, on one of my challenge tracker groups. Just go in and copy and steal the PDFs and save them as a file on your computer and then upload them here for your challengers. Or you can go and create your own on Pinterest or Excel, or find an image that someone's created on Google and make it your own, and then add them as PDFs. You can only add PDF files on here, which is fine. It was just a learning curve. It's just different from Facebook. You can do Google Docs and stuff. You can run a group with another coach and make them a coach admin, so they can add their people to the group as well and also post as a coach. And then I set up my groups with an intro post to welcome everybody, basic information that's kind of covered in the welcome emails that we send. And then you have the option to create your own content, or you can go to the challenge group guides, and for every single Beachbody program ever, or the multi-program guide, there's already 12-week guides of posts for you guys to use. So you're not feeling like, what do I write today? How do I inspire my people? I'm brand new to this, or I'm so busy I can't come up with something. You can just go here and copy and paste the text. They'll highlight where you need to insert your own information, and you can just download the picture and save it to your computer. It will save it as week 0, day 1 on your image files, and you just copy and paste it in when you go to create a post. Does that make sense? So I'll go back here. So when you do that, you just go to your post here, you copy and paste it here, you go and add that image that you just downloaded. You can post it now, or you can schedule it out for whatever date you want it to be. And then you hit schedule and it saves it. Hold on. It will save it in your scheduled draft posts. if you've already run a group or you've already been an admin in another group, you'll have a post library where all of these posts that you've done for previous 30-day challenges are already done. And all you have to do is select where you want to see the posts from. And then it will say, okay, here's what you posted day 1 in that group. Do you want to copy and schedule it for this new group you're posting? And I just say, yep, I want to copy that. This is my intro post. I want to add my favorite picture, and I'm going to schedule it out, and I'm going to pin it to the top of that group, whatever that new group is. So on day 8, it has all the posts I've ever done. So if it's personalized, I'll just change it. If it's my workout of the day, I'll just be like, yeah, and I did this workout today, and it was amazing. So that makes it nice. I mean, you can literally do a whole 30-day group in probably an hour and have that done, and you're not having to worry about posting every day. So the last thing I want you guys to do is be like, oh crap, I have 5 minutes to leave and I still haven't posted in my group today. So this makes it really nice. And then if you're running a group on Facebook, you just copy and paste it and put it on your Facebook group too that day. That was nice. I think that's kind of it. Do you guys have questions about all of this in general? Hey, Patula's out of bed. Woo! Yes, no?
My coffee. You're in my cupboard.
Don't shut the cupboard door.
It was really helpful. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Cool, cool. I will stop recording.